Hello and welcome. My name is Kristen Adams and I'm a staff development facilitator at the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit. Today, I have the privilege of being with our ESL Staff Member of the Month for the month of April. Each month, we have nominations for teachers and to recognize different staff for their hard work that they're doing. So welcome.
Hi, how are you? I'm Margaret DeMarchi.
A little bit about yourself. Go ahead.
I'm Margaret DeMarchi. I teach at Catasauqua School District. I am the ESL teacher from K to 12, and I'm in my 34th year of teaching so far.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe you've been doing 34 years already. Yes. Tell us a little bit about some of your favorite things of working with the Catasauqua School District.
Like I said, I started at Catasauqua. I actually started with the IU, and I worked at the Allentown State Hospital, and I had the 5 to 7-year-old emotional support students. And then I started the program at Catasauqua for the emotional support program. So when I came to the district, I was an IU employee, but later became a Catasauqua employee. But right from the start, it's a very small district. Everybody knows each other. Everybody is very kind to each other, and you feel like you know your superintendent, you know your administration, and you're very comfortable. It's a very open door policy, so you're able to talk to people about things, and it's not like you see someone and you wonder who they are. You know who they are. And now that I travel to all 3 buildings, I'm very fortunate because I get to interact with everybody.
It is such a blessing that you get to work with the students all the way from kindergarten to 12th grade, and I know that it's just great to build those connections with families, and I bet that really helps you in your role.
Yes, absolutely. And when they come as a newcomer and they're going to stay with you for a while, you do build quite a connection. And if they move or they leave, you feel a little bit of a loss because you really enjoy getting to know them.
So I'm guessing you probably have something out there that people don't know about you, even though you are a small district.
I guess the one thing is that I love teaching. It's always been my passion, but recently I've gotten into landscaping in the summer, and I did not think I would be good at it. I'm very bad with things indoors, but I found that I have quite a knack for outdoor planting and landscaping, and I've kind of been doing that a lot on my spare time.
Well, that's good to know. There's hope for me, I guess, because I'm not very good with plants indoors or outdoors. When it comes to teaching, what was something that inspired you to become a teacher?
I think what inspired me to be a teacher is just in me. I think I always knew it was in me. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I never questioned that going to college. I never thought, what do I want to be? I just knew I wanted to be a teacher. And I originally started out as a special ed teacher. And like I had said, I started out because I like working with kids that seem to sometimes get a little lost in the system, or they struggle, or they just don't know where they quite fit in. So that's where I started with emotional support. And then when I kind of moved into the ESL path, which I did both at one time, I was doing both. I was doing only the high school ESL, and I was also doing emotional support. So just the way you kind of interact with the kids and try to make them feel comfortable and safe and know that they're going to be okay and that they will understand. That's kind of where I'm at with teaching.
And that's such a strength that you have, that calm, welcoming personality that you have that's evident in the students that you work in has been recognized. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I know we've all been adjusting very rapidly to technology. So how do you think technology has impacted you and your role in education right now?
I've always loved technology, and anytime something is introduced to me, I like to try it. Like, I enjoy it. But I think from the pandemic, I didn't realize like how many resources are out there. And I had to kind of reinvent myself because I have level 1 students that are online, and now I have them in school and online. So I had to kind of come up with ways to communicate with them and their families. And so through the use of Zoom and Google Meets and having a translator and being able to use a translator while I'm teaching online, and just bringing some of the reading material online so they could see it and work with it. It's just been awesome. And then also giving them resources at home. Like a lot of these kids did not have the technology at home. And now that every student has that, I'm able to give them so much more that they can work on independently. And then when they come to me, we can work on it together. So I'm all for it. I think they should continue with like this kind of, with using the iPads and all the programs that are on them. They're just so helpful for our kids.
Yeah, it's definitely been great to make those connections and kind of see into the homes and lives of the students and what they're experiencing. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the translation of how you use that?
Well, thank you for giving us, this little translator, because, when you're working with a kid online, when they're physically with you, you can walk them over to things, you can show them things. And it's a little bit more difficult when you're trying to talk to a level 1 student online and teach. So, I will use my translator if there's something I really need for them to understand, and then I can press the other button and they can speak back to me and it translates back to me. So then they understand the directions I'm trying to convey to them, and then we can move on from there in case they ever get stuck.
Yeah, it is a great resource. You want to hold it up so they can see it? This is called a Pocket Talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's called Pocket Talk, and it's a Spanish translator. I mean, I think this one has like 77 languages on it.
Yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot, right? And I use it every single day with my student, because I have a lot of level 1 students, and some of them are online. So it's just been so helpful. I felt like for a while there, they were just kind of staring at me no matter what I tried to do. And now we're communicating more. And I also use it though, if I want to teach them to say something in English, I will say it in Spanish so they understand it. Then I will say it back in English. Then they repeat and they know what they were just saying to me. So it's helpful when we're reading a story if they don't understand. And it's just been a great tool. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm so glad you're using it. And at the IU, that's our goal, is really to provide resources to teachers. And you've really plugged in with our ESL networking group, and I appreciate that.
But also about the translator, we also got one for every building.
Wow,
so
nice.
When kids come, their families come, it's really helpful in enrollment and with bringing the kids in and making them feel welcome right when they come, in case I'm one person. So if they're in a building and I'm not there, it's really helpful.
Thank you. So in closing, if you were going to give a piece of advice to any of your ESL peers and teachers that you work with, what would you tell them?
Just, you're doing the best you can. And you have to remember that all you have to do is be there for the kids. Let them know that when they're in your class, they're safe. They can try to express themselves the best they can, because sometimes coming to a new country, it's extremely scary for these kids. So they need you. They need you to be there and to give them the support all the time. So if sometimes you don't get to the lesson you expected, or you don't, get everything accomplished that you felt you wanted to, it's okay, because it's just being a presence in their life is, I think, what's most important to these kids.
Absolutely. And when we continue to adapt and change, the focus of social emotional learning is such a huge part. So thank you for sharing that with us today. And one of my favorite quotes that I have is, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." That is not my quote, but it was a quote that always resonated with me. And one of the reasons that I feel like you were recognized is because of the power of you have already created in our students by building relationships with them. So thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Thank you for giving me this, this honor. I really appreciate it. It's nice to be recognized.
Well, keep up the great work and keep building those relationships.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.